gonna do a little more testing. Not with the audio. I haven't tweaked anything with the audio. But I have some concerns because of the controls bullshit. And you really do keep respawning, so I'm gonna keep picking you up. Because that, I can trigger it that way. But to do that, I have to stop WASDing. If I'm moving in combat, the fingers that I need to be WASDing with, maybe can't take that detour. And, okay, so that does pause the game. So it doesn't, because if I have to stop moving in a direction or two, depending on how many spells I want to try and cast at the same time, but just with the one, if I have to stop moving one of these fingers to migrate over to cast, I essentially have to stop doing the job. And if I'm in one of those bounded areas for like that dragon, I've seen that when MTI was playing, that happens for, I guess, boss creatures. Like, you can't leave that area. So that really limits my options. But, you know, stopping to move in at least one direction so I can cast makes me vulnerable. And I can cast with the numpad, but that, which would let me keep moving, but that means I have to stop swinging because my hand has to come off of the mouse to do that. So I wanted to check, and that does entirely pause things, which is good to know, because if it didn't, I would just be standing there for longer, unsafe, selecting. So I wanted to test that because I didn't know how that would work out. But as it was, if it were just the 1 through 4 that are above the WASD, that would be a problem. If it included the 1 through 4 on the numpad, that would still be concerning. But all of my maneuvering is on my left hand, so... But... that... is clunkier. It's less smooth, but it also doesn't disrupt what else I'm doing, so... that's not as bad as it could be. Now, this, assuming it goes in the 1, 2, 3, 4, the Z shape, you would assume if the language you speak and read go that way. But I do have to test that to be sure. So that is in fact 2. That's 3. So yes, it does go in that way, but I have to test and confirm it that way because, again, it's not actually telling us. all of this out of the way and talk my way through it, because these are all valid concerns that I shouldn't have to ask. Because that information should be given to us. That's where we washed up. We don't have a cursor while we're in this mode. But we can see the boat. We can also see islands that there is a way to get to that we won't get to for who knows how long. I don't know how long MDI had been playing until he got that mechanic, but I know where and how it happened because I watched it happen. The yellow question marks instead of the white ones. I wonder what's different. Oh, is that just... Oh, those are just, those quest boards versus interact with the thing. That's what those are now that I'm actually looking at them. Okay. So that'll probably take some getting used to, because it is a smoother action to hit a key instead of do that. But it also does pause pausing the action to let me actually think about, okay, I want to cast right here, but which one? It will only let me do one at a time. Not that we have more than one to test. If I have 3 different attack spells that go in different directions, and hit 1, 2, and 3 all at the same time, and had the magic to actually cast them all, would that work? That would be a for later kind of thing. But okay, that answers that question. I guess I should try and use it. Now, if I want to get you, I would want you to be all clustered up so I could... You're not hostile enough to actually... wondering if I could get them to all group up together, but they're not hostile enough to have chased me. So, can't test that way. That did refill my magic. Well, if I'm just moving, do that with my right hand. Away. I can't really see you, so doing that way. Can't really see that ring. Whether hidden trees. I did see that our little blue floating friend says that every time. Oh. And you've already respawned. Okay. What's that? That respawning happens fairly quickly. So, if you can clear a path to something, you're probably going to have to clear it on the way back out. Okay. That's alright, I just wanted to test at least the basics of how that was going to work in combat, because it was concerning. But there are enough ways to do it that even if it won't flow as smoothly as one might like, there are workarounds that should make it okay. But things aren't super complicated yet, so I guess I'll have to test those as I go along. But this was just a little combat test, so good enough.